Alrighty, welcome. We're going to do another narration. So, do some housekeeping real fast. We possibly have some buy stops above, sell stops below. So we are in this area. Break above, these sellers that were up here might have to close their position. Break below here, these buyers might have to close their position, resulting in selling. So overnight we gapped up through this microposit high volume node. We gapped up, and when we have a higher in range type of day, we either have two possibilities. We can expect responsive selling back to fill the gap, or we can expect a gap and go where we just find buyers, move higher. We can see that in the morning plan here. Higher in range, so we're going to expect responsive selling moving into overnight high, or impulsive move for continuation higher towards all-time high. If we get responsive selling, then overnight mid, overnight point of control, and are on the menu. We can see if we do this. I got range. These are our levels. So we were opening up here, overnight mid, overnight point of control, prior high a day, very high. This white line right here where we're moving is where we currently are. So we're currently pulling back, but we can talk about what's going on currently. All right, and we can go to this chart. So we're opening higher. We have point of control, overnight point of control sitting here. We open up here. We are above the overnight point of control. We are sitting at above VWAP, VWAP. So we do have some structure here possibly. And we do have a microposit high volume node. Microposit high volume node is just whenever point of control shifts higher or lower, it leaves an area of volume. So we can see, do that. This area, this little node here, this is the area of high volume. So prices in the market like to seek where high volume is. It likes to seek where retail is comfortable. Basically just a shopping experience. If prices get too high, you want to go find somewhere where it's too low or cheaper, whatever you want to see it as. So we can see we have this, we can mark it. Prices move higher, we have a decent amount of buying, and when we get up here we see the start of our selling. So we do see some responsive selling at overnight high right here. And you know, resistance turns to support. I don't have a long bias today. I was feeling we would fill the gap, so I was looking for shorts, but I just didn't have anything up here. So we can see we have a fractal, which is a big balance area. We have our point of controls, so we can mark all this. These areas where point of control shifted, we can mark them, because if we do return to them, we could see that area act as resistance or support. It's really a good area to look for structure. So we can continue. You can see where we found was too high. Up here is too high for the market. We see all these buyers became trapped. 405, 781, 382. This is all delta. So if we see delta above 300, I assume it's higher than average. So that's why I like to focus on. So we have a lot of buying delta. We have some high volume orders, icebergs. And this is the swing high. So we have stops up here now. Buy stops? Question mark, because we don't know. There could be buy stops up here. So this is the swing high. Swing highs, swing lows. You should. It's a good idea to mark them, because that's where retail most likely is putting their stops. We can change this one. Sell stops. Yeah. And it's buy stops because if you're selling up here to get out of your position, you have to become a buyer. If you're buying down here to close your position, you have to sell it. That's kind of the easy way to understand that. So we can continue. Let me put this on. All right, so we can remember we had, here we go. We have this variable high volume node back here. So you could have gotten short here, which was a good idea, but I didn't like it because we're using this one. Structure we did have here, which was decent, but I wanted another retest. And I was doing my journaling for the morning and doing my affirmations and meditation, you know, the fun stuff that I feel like traders should do. So we can continue. I saw this here. We have structure with sellers, or when the VWAP here, when we return to it, there's mechanical sellers. So if we're above VWAP, we can expect buyers to defend it. If we're below VWAP, we can expect sellers to sell it. We have the buying delta moving into the VWAP here, which is interesting, but it's not much to me. We have sellers defending it. So this is where the first sign of, okay, this is a good area. This is where we want to see it. I was waiting for a new microposit high volume node. So we can see microposit high volume node shifts higher right here for a second. We see sellers, we return to it. These sellers on the move down below these sell stops, they push lower. A bunch of buyers absorbed here. We can assume buyers defend on the move higher. We push back above point of control. And my main strategy I've been using is look for these microposit high volume nodes. Return to it. We have buyers. Look at all this buying delta. This is all above 300. Buying delta, buying delta. These buyers are going to become trapped. And if you're a buyer up here, where's your stop? Maybe down here. So maybe they're looking for this. Yeah, maybe they're looking for a move higher like that. I was not. I was looking for risk reward. I was looking for first 2 to 1. So we had IB low, or the IB 30 low here. We see at 9 o'clock. Oh, wrong one. We have 9 a.m. So we have 9 a.m. that we like to look at, and 9:30. 9 a.m. is a 30-minute or first hour. My bad. First 30 minutes. If we break below the first 30-minute low, we have a 70% chance of continuing lower and breaking the first hour's low. So that was pretty good for my short bias with the market having responsive selling at the highs. So I got short and I made an error. I made a mistake on this trade. First target 6 points. Overnight low was right here. We didn't reach it, but I should have had my target about, so we have 6.5. I should have had it about 1 point before, or a couple ticks before, just because when we're coming towards a level, the market likes to find buyers before that level. They like to front run it. So I should have been targeting that, but can't be perfect. We didn't reach it, so can't be too mad at myself or anything. Just gotta accept it. I'm not sure why it's not showing on here, but commentary. I'm gonna go through my commentary real fast. This was my first short. No, this was my second short. I don't know why it's not showing on my chart, but second short, we moved into the 2-day VWAP, or the session VWAP, whatever you want to call it. I like to use 2-day. The variable high volume node here. So we had that volume where we got short earlier. We came back into it, got short. We have our stop above the high. Entry could have been better. We could have placed our stop here and just at the mid and just let it be. But we are above point of control. So we're above point of control. So if we get short here, we're looking for first a return 2 point of control, and then sellers to get below it for a 2 to 1. I'm risking 4 points, I make 8 points. And this was a little analysis I did to share for you guys. We have outside edge of distribution, so we have a low volume node. We can see the market like so. We have this distribution up here. We fall out of this distribution, we leave a low volume area, we make a new distribution. This distribution, this one. This low volume area, if we come back and test this low volume area with structure, we can see it possibly move lower, plus this macro positive high volume node. So a lot of things to get short, which are what I wanted. Go back to here. Overnight low was the target for this short as well. I was targeting the same area. We can see that area of structure we had and mid kept acting as resistance, move into it. And we're kind of in the distribution. We can see this one right here, this one up here. And we move lower. So we're getting closer to current. We can go farther. So we break here, we come back, test it. I got short. We're seeing sellers mechanically sell the VWAP. We see buyers pushing higher. We see buyers pushing higher into it, a lot of buying delta. We see sellers defend it. Plus, we see a lack of buyers. There's no buyers really up here trying to push it higher. So with lack of buyers, every time we come higher, we are failing. So this time we see buying delta, lots of buying delta, but they are failing to get above this structure. Let me just delete that. We're making structure all the way down. So we have this structure. We have first this structure that gets defended. And this structure gets defended. And then we see the structure again be defended. So we're seeing just lower highs, moving lower with point of control. And we are just continuing lower so far. Yeah. My target for this second short was, oh, we haven't reached yet, is 5-day point of control. I like to look at 5-day point of control and 20-day point of control, because I found these two levels, these 2 point of controls to match up pretty well with the distributions of the market. And the market usually likes to test them. So if we come down here and find buyers here, or in this area, we could see them to defend it, push higher to 20-day point of control, maybe back to VWAP, maybe to point of control. But right now we're just sitting on hands and we are waiting for our target to be reached. And it could be reached anytime now. We see lots of selling. This white level that we're seeing here is from a microposit high volume node. We have one here and we also have one here. We have this area here that could be microposit. This is a point of control area that we could watch for buyers to defend, as if we found this area is too high, we keep moving lower. This is too high, move lower. This is too high. Where is too low? Well, maybe back here where we had a point of control. And that's what we're seeing currently. We are still below this or we are now getting below this microposit high volume node right here. And our next microposit high volume node is possibly here. And yeah, that's what we're seeing so far. Sorry about this narration video. I'm not feeling too well. Throat's kind of raspy and whatever. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't think there's really anything else I can get into. It's 11:40. We really haven't done much. It's kind of just been a move down lower, good shorts, and we are just taking our trades. I think we are coming down to our target, and yeah, we'll just be patient. Hope you guys enjoyed. Any recommendations of what I can do different or what I can dive deeper into, please let me know. As always, we have the Discord. I post my higher time frame charts, I post my trades, I post my morning plans. We have trading chats. I also post all my resources. So we have Thinkorswim resources when I use Thinkorswim. We have Sierra chart. So the market depth I use, this is actually not the one I use because I haven't updated yet, but this is the one that has stop detectors, limit orders for the market depth. It has everything you guys need, and I post a bunch of other stuff that could be useful. And I will be making a video on how to create your own charts. So, oh, there's target. So to learn how to read all this and what it all means, it takes a little bit of time, but watching someone else do it instead of just downloading the file, throwing it in, could be useful, I think, for some. Let's see what we're doing now. So we could see this point control shift lower. It depends. We will need to see a consolidation down here. So we might see a consolidation at this level, or we won't. It's hard to say. It is kind of a low volume area on the higher time frame chart, but there's nothing really else for me. We can mark our charts up possibly for the future real fast. We have this area. This is how I like to mark my charts up. Let's call it that. Actually, we have this one up here. Do that. I like to just keep it blue, so I don't want to. This is the high. This is just an area in the middle, and we can say this is the low so far. I don't want to let the coloring decide my bias on the market. We reached my target, and it could continue lower. Not really sure. Yeah, 5-day point control. We reached that, and we could find buyers on here. Who knows? Yep, that's about everything. Hope you guys have a good day.